Kantara Chapter 1 is back, but for me it feels like a familiar story retold with a bigger budget and higher production values. If you've seen the previous Kantara, you'll know what I mean. The essence of the story is the same, but the treatment has changed. Rishab Shetty returns as the protagonist, and yes, his performance continues to be solid, but bigger production doesn't automatically make a film better. Sometimes more money just magnifies the flaws, and unfortunately, that's what happens here. The sound design, honestly, is a major problem. It doesn't give the audience any breathing space. Instead of letting emotions settle, the background noise is overwhelming. For instance, the elevation scene, where Rishabh Shetty's character undergoes transformation, should have been a thrilling, joyous moment. In the previous installment, it gave you goosebumps. Here, it becomes almost painful to the ears. The build up, which should have been magical, ends up jarring. Sound, music, and effects are meant to elevate emotion, but here they distract rather than enhance. This is something that the team should have paid more attention to, especially in a film that relies so much on atmosphere. Now, coming to the story and screenplay. Kantara tries to do a lot. It wants to give a strong message, show mythology, culture, and a classic good versus evil narrative. But the problem is, it has too many things on the plate. The antagonist, for example, doesn't feel powerful enough. You're supposed to feel the threat, but the way the character is written, it feels like they could be challenged by divine intervention or even some extra evil power thrown in, and still not feel scary. The Rukmini Vasanth track is also predictable. The twists and shocks you might expect just aren't there. And even Rishab Shetty's transformation scene, which was electrifying in the previous film, loses impact here because you know it's coming. That anticipation is half the thrill, and here it's been spoiled. Performances, however, are a saving grace. Rishabh Shetty acts brilliantly. He carries the film on his shoulders and keeps you invested even when the script falters. Gulshan and Rukmini also do very well in their roles. They bring credibility to their characters, and you can feel the effort they put in. Unfortunately, strong performances alone cannot fix a screenplay that struggles with pacing and tension. The supporting cast also delivers, but the editing doesn't help. Scenes could have been tighter, and the emotional beats could have landed harder if the pace had been managed better. Cinematography is easily one of the highlights. The visuals are striking. The landscapes, cultural elements, and overall production design give the film scale and depth. You can see the effort in how each frame is composed. Editing, on the other hand, is lackluster. There are moments where the film drags unnecessarily or jumps abruptly. Combined with the heavy handed sound design, this prevents scenes from resonating fully with the audience. So, while the movie shines visually, the technical execution in pacing and sound pulls it back. Kantara had elements to shine: strong performances, beautiful visuals, cultural depth, and mythology. But the execution fails to do justice to these elements. It's an average film for me, enjoyable in parts, especially if you're a fan of Rishabh Shetty and the previous Kantara, but not as impactful as it could have been. The predictability, overloaded narrative, and jarring sound design keep it from reaching the heights it aimed for. In conclusion, Kantara is a mixed bag. Rishabh Shetty is excellent, the supporting cast is solid, and the cinematography is stunning. But weak sound design, lackluster editing, predictable plot, and a half baked antagonist make it feel like a missed opportunity. If you're a fan of the series, you'll enjoy the familiar beats and performances. But for those expecting the thrill, intensity, and surprise of the first Kantara, this high budget version may not deliver. My takeaway: good intentions, strong acting, but execution holds it back. Kantara shines in parts, but overall, it's an average watch.